From where we left off in the last video, I fell into a hole. Here comes my hero to help me. Yeah. So a little recap of what was going on there. My friend was coming to help me out. I had just done the same thing, fallen into a hole. Luckily not a crevasse because we weren't roped up at that time. And he fell in. We got ourselves out and made the summit afterwards. It was a warm August, so the glaciers were moving a lot, which allowed all the crevasses to really open up. We actually had to go over to the Emmons route instead of climbing the traditional DC route because the glaciers and the icefall and the crevasses were too large. There's a couple points where we had to cross some ladders, which are coming up in the video. So because we had to cross over to the Emmons, we had to lose about 700 feet in elevation just to regain it. And so on the way house, we had to lose 700 feet of elevation just to gain it so we can go back down, adding to the insane descent all the way back to paradise.
I put a leg on either side.
Sorry about all the shaky video. This is before the Hero 7 came out, so shooting on my Hero 4 strapped to my helmet.
Eric's on a bridge.
This was one of the worst sections. We were crossing an ice fall. A couple ladders hooked up, and we're kind of on a bunch of big plugs, which is essentially hanging glaciers over a crevasse. We had seracs all around us, and we were just trying to get through here fast because we were pretty late in the day. Earlier in the morning, we had seen a 4-story serac fall on the Emmons. I don't believe it was above any route, but definitely opened up the ability that these mountains do move. They are a living, breathing thing.
Yeah, keep going, Shane. Keep going. You don't wait for her.
It's kind of a tricky spot because we have to wait for somebody to go up the ladder while wanting to move through really fast
You keep it a little
and
bit.
trying to move up the ladder quickly. At the top of this ladder, you can see that it's just a hanging piece of snowball.
Nice and slow for me. I'm okay. There you go. Good job, guys.
So this is a strange place where I got to see the profile view of a crevasse. It's hard to see on the video, but that thing was incredibly deep. From uphill I could see this large crevasse area to my right. Wasn't sure exactly where it was under me. So I thought I was through, and I'm sitting on top of a snow bridge between two giant crevasses. If you were wondering what seracs look like, that's them right there. Building-sized chunks of glacier. Often at weird angles and ready to fall. At this point, we had been down the Disappointment Cleaver, and now we're crossing the crevasses on the Ingraham Glacier. Here we are doing an end run, which essentially means going over to the very end of a crevasse and taking just a step over or going around it all together.
Keep that rope up.
Again, it's kind of a balance between moving fast, keeping the whole team moving slightly, and using caution as you move over these snow bridges and crevasses. Here we are below Ingraham Flats, a safe spot on the glacier where all the crevasses close up. Those were all the teams headed up to camp there for the night. We were pretty surprised to see this rock that had fallen through the night, spanning a crevasse. At this point we're coming through a rockfall area. All these rocks had fallen, come across the glacier a little bit, and gone into these crevasses that were between. Where the glacier doesn't have rock on it, it's solid blue ice under this. Solid blue ice is hard because our crampons don't stick quite as well. Luckily this is low angle terrain. We just have to watch our step. This is down on the Cowlitz, the first glacier we crossed in the morning. There were 3 on the way out, so this is the 3rd on the way down. Some bigger openings, and imagine having to do this in the middle of the night. We first crossed this area about 12:30 in the morning, so it was completely pitch black. We're stepping over these and not even realizing how deep they actually are. After we packed up and left Camp Muir, we headed down the Muir snowfield, and one of the fun ways to get down is to glissade. Here I'm holding a whole bunch of things I shouldn't be while glissading, but we were having a bit of fun.
And stuff like that is how you impel yourself with an ice axe. Hey, get your brakes here.
So after the Muir snowfield, we change into running shoes if we have them. The pavement all the way back to Paradise is a bit painful, especially with our big heavy packs. But along the way we get to enjoy this beautiful sunset. We got to Seattle, had a celebration, then we split up on our different ways. If you have any questions, leave a comment. If you like a little bit of it, hit subscribe, check out my other videos. There'll be more coming, and they will be way more interesting, I promise.